Starting Merthyr podcast number 3. It's Boxing Day. It's Merthyr Town versus Cinderford Town. It's been a great day so far. We're 2-0 up at half time. Boxing Day, what a great day for football, because it's the day when all the exiles come back to home to visit family, catch up on old stories and everything. It's been a great first half. Everybody swapping stories. So today we're going to catch up with a couple of Merthyr exiles. We're back today to see families, but also to see the martyrs. So I am with Jonathan Owen, one of the sort of big fans of Merthyr Club when we're back in the day. You know, John, where have you travelled from today?
I come from Nottingham, which I like to think is the furthest distance anybody's travelled to come today. It shows my credentials, how much of a hardcore fan I am really. I've come about, I think, it's probably about 300 miles. I set up this morning at 7 o'clock. I like to think that I'm the person here in the ground who's come the furthest.
That's very impressive. I can't see anybody else coming from any further away than that.
Actually, I hate to interject, but I've actually come all the way from San Francisco, California for this match. So that's probably in the region of, I think it's about 5,300 miles. I have seen my family in that time as well, but this was possibly the main reason for coming. But I did mention earlier, back in the 80s, when we both started coming to the Merthyr games, there was a guy who used to travel all the way from London to watch Merthyr play, right? And it just shows how much the world has grown and shrunk at the same time, because that absolutely blew our minds.
It did.
The fact that he used to travel from London for every match.
And he loved it here, didn't he? And he was like, it was to the point where you actually wanted to settle in Merthyr, get a job. Did he meet a girl?
Jim Powell.
That's it.
Jim
Yeah.
Powell. Yeah. And back in the day, he was there, so a long distance fan. Oh, of course, we've got people coming from all over the world now.
We used to call him the Cockney Martyr. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That was his name, wasn't it? Yeah. You're running a podcast. Is that right?
I'm running a podcast.
And obviously the legendary Dilemma Merthyr, which is, honestly, without exaggeration, one of the most famous fanzines in Great Britain, is still going, and it's got another edition out.
Issue 51's out right now, by the way. So if you want to get a copy of the fanzine, please contact us on our email address, which will be shown on the bottom of the page right now.
Back in the early days of the fanzine, I got to say, these two guys were very much the lifeblood. They kept it going and they contributed page after page. Owen would come up Mark's house late at night and I'd come along as well, but with John worked, there'd be pages and pages of scribbles and they'd throw it together and probably type it up back in those days. I would contribute maybe 1 3-line poem to each edition. That was pretty much my...
if we were lucky, yeah.
It was cult. It was cult. It was a well-written fanzine, but it would always come top 5 best fanzine names, because people now maybe don't know it's an older movie, but Dilemma for Murder, Dilemma for Merthyr, and it was always near the top of the
and it was a quality written fanzine. It was funny, it was humorous, it never slagged anybody off. It had all the things
we
you need
with a few
fanzine.
people in that time.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. But it was always light-hearted. Bants, they call it now. I think is that the word?
Bants. But there's the resurrection of fanzines out around now as well. People are looking to some quality fanzines out there. Some really good periodicals out there. Nutmeg from Scotland.
Pink Issue's great.
Pink Issue. Bandy and Shinty.
Yeah, the Forest one. And the people who wrote that in Nottingham who I've met were big fans of Dilemma Merthyr. Like, it became as famous, if not more famous, than the club and the team, because the team were amazing in the late 80s. We had the best non-league football team in Great Britain for about 3 years. We careered to the leagues, we won games in the Welsh Cup, we got the FA Cup second, we were an amazing football team. But then the fanzine almost became as famous and more influential than the team, and that's what kept it going really. It was a band of brothers, a bunch of fans who kept watching Merthyr over the years. Many of us have moved away, me and Richard, but Mark especially has just kept going forever, and that's the reason why you're still here. That's why we're still at Pendarren Park, because of lads like Mark.
Yeah, well, it's good to see everybody coming back together, because obviously with the new technical age, with the emails and stuff, back in the day it was all telephone calls, but now obviously I'm talking to Richard in California, John wherever he is in the world filming, everybody's getting back together and put things together for the fanzine, which is it's a different world now.
It is, isn't it?
Yes, it makes keeping in touch easier and also harder, because technology, even emails can become redundant.
Yeah, it has, isn't it? But you know what? What counts is, for 100 years, people have come here on Boxing Day, they've watched Merthyr play, we're here now, a few beers, you meet old friends, have a right laugh, and that's what it's all about.
Boxing Day's always been a good one. You always like start the season. It's like fingers crossed. Always with the Merthyr. I win. This is my kid. The Merthyr home on Boxing Day. That's like the one you look for.
It's a classic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Classic.
Boxing Day at Merthyr Town. Everybody's back home with their families for Christmas, watching the Martyrs.